Alright folks, exciting video. We are recording on a Sony Handycam CCD-M8, the first ever Handycam. So far in my testing it seems to be working. But of course, now that I'm recording the actual video is when it won't work. Now it's hard to tell what focus it should really be in. I could switch it to far away if I can. This one is not switching. That's close up. I can't get it into far away. Focus doesn't seem to really want to adjust on this. That's alright. Since it's never really going to totally be in focus. Here's my tape. This really probably I should throw away this tape and get a different one because I don't think it's really usable anymore. There's a lot of crinkle spots on it because I've been using it as my test tape. I really shouldn't have been. The viewfinder is completely in focus, but again, that's probably not an accurate indication of what's going on. Switch it to close-up, and we'll see what kind of a difference that makes. Switch it back into medium. I'm going to change the white balance. Indoor, outdoor. So, this little thing there. I think that's really all that I can describe on this for this thing. You'll notice down here, switch it into close-up again, I've got two others. I've tried to get two others. I guess the third time really is the charm. But one of them actually came with a sports pack. So I'm going to go ahead and change over to the sports pack. Hopefully it works, because I've never actually had the chance to test it. It's very difficult to open. Might not even be able to do it with one hand. I swear I've done it with one hand before. Here we go. I don't know if you actually saw that. I can't really tell what you can and can't see, because it doesn't have a movable viewfinder or really anything like that. But it opens up, if I wouldn't break it. And the actual camcorder just slides in there, and battery is in here. There's also a special microphone attachment that has to go on. I am using the regular microphone. Switch back into medium if we can. Pretty awkward to use this sometimes, but that's what you get for old technology. The microphone does move, but if you put it there, you'll probably get a little bit more tape motor noise than you would otherwise get. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll stop this recording, and I'm going to put the camcorder into that, and we'll see if it still works. Okay, we're now testing with the little thingy here, the, what would you call this, the sports pack, SPK-M8. Unfortunately, the lock for the battery seems to be broken in this. But if that's the only thing that's wrong with it, then we're doing pretty good. I have no idea if the microphone is working. I bet as soon as I let go of this power adapter that I've got in here, it will, I think that what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put the battery in and then push it closed with the little battery door, but since I don't have a working battery, I have to use the AC adapter. It's really not designed for that. But either way, hopefully the sports pack works. And I will go ahead now and stop this recording and switch over to a more modern camcorder so we can have a look at the fruits of my purchases. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. When you put the camera into the sports pack, you can't adjust anything. You can't adjust the white balance, you can't adjust the focus, so you have to adjust those before you put the camera in. And we're back with this mess. These are a bunch of CCD-M8 camcorders. This is the first one that I picked up. This is the one that you would have seen in the previous video. manufactured in the first quarter of 1986. There's the serial number. This one, I believe, I don't know what the exact problem between this one. These two both have exactly the same issue. It's either a misalignment of the tape path or it's dirty heads. I haven't yet invested in some head cleaning swabs because cleaning tape didn't work. I haven't invested in some head cleaning swabs to investigate that possibility. But what's likely going to happen with these is I'm just going to end up reselling them because I have no use to have 3 of them. So, if I can get them working, I can get them working, but if not, oh well, you can even see in the reflection the camera that I'm using to record this. Which, because somebody is probably going to ask, this is a Samsung SCL-810. High 8 camera. I was going to get out the TRV-128 again, just like the previous video, but it's kind of buried right now. It's in the last bin. The zoom would actually work. It's in the last bin there, and I'm really not feeling like pulling all those bins out just for this video. It'll come eventually, but we'll have to get to it. This is the second one. This sidecar is the first one. I have the rest of the pieces to it, but it broke off in shipping or something, which probably explains the alignment issue, to be honest with you. But you can get an idea as to what the viewfinder looks like. It's just a little peephole that goes... Can you even see anything in there? It's kind of awkward to hold, but it goes there. Power supply goes in here, just like that. In theory, this one's a little tight. Again, probably because it was a little bit banged up in shipping, perhaps. I mean, it arrived pretty decently. It's in decent shape, as you can see there. Take careful note of that, though. Again, the eject mechanism and the button overlays. These ones are pretty much the same. In fact, I think they were made... Yeah, both of them were made in the first quarter of 1986. Sixth quarter. Sometimes I wonder where I come up with the things that I say. And there's a serial number there. This one came with a microphone. The second sidecar, which came with my third camera, which is in that sports pack there, did not. So this is the microphone from the first one. If it'll focus. There we go. Yeah, now this one is in perfect condition. It's not broken in any way. I mean, it's a little worn, but it's not a big deal. And the record button sticks a little bit. Okay, it sticks more than a little bit. But it sticks, but it is what it is. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. And you can see this slides forward and slides back. You gotta be careful of it, though, because I think this one's a little broken. In fact, both of them that I have are a little broken. So the microphone doesn't actually stick into place. Although I don't know if it would anyway. Either way, so let's go ahead and remove all this mess. Move this mess and have a look at the sports pack. Which you can see here as being water resistant. It's the instruction manual. It's the model SPK-M8 if you're going to look for one. But of course, good luck finding one. And this basically takes over the function of the sidecar. Gives you a waterproof sidecar. And this is what I was talking about with the battery. I think the idea, you take your battery, if I remember how this actually goes into the camcorder, you insert it like that, and then you close this, if I could do this with one hand, and that's how it works. But of course, I don't have a charger for this battery, so I don't even know if it really works, given how old it probably is. I'm sure it's from '86, like these cameras. Assuming that that's the camera it actually came with, I don't remember. I have a couple of these batteries. But either way, you can see it's got a presumably waterproof microphone there. And I don't know what this is. If that's a microphone jack, it could be. But you don't get a microphone jack on the actual camera itself, which is interesting. It's got an accessory shoe on it, which again you don't get on the actual camera itself. You can see there. So that's kind of neat. It's also got this on-off thing, which is basically just the same thing as your lock standby. That's it for that. There's your indicators. The one downside of this is that you don't know, or you don't have any way of knowing what the indicators inside the viewfinder mean, because it doesn't actually say that on the back. And of course there's a leak sensor there. You can see the camera in there. Go ahead and we will open this. Again, if I could do this with one hand. Get that power supply out of the way. We'll have a look here. Open it up. Here's my camera, which you can see has a slightly different eject mechanism. There's no lock for it. There's your indications. You can see this in the previous video. I think I went over it in pretty good detail. Your focus. Unfortunately, this one isn't perfect, but if the only thing that's wrong with it is I can't use the faraway focus option, I don't care. In fact, I'm probably not really going to be using the camera, period, because it's not very easy to use. This one was actually manufactured in the third quarter of 1985, so it's quite a bit older. And there's a serial number. So in order to get this out, even though this isn't a how-to video, you push this thing like that, and then you push backwards, and the camera is unlatched. The instructions are actually here. It explains how it works, and there's a special little attachment. It's actually right here. As I busily drop it and lose it. Where'd it go? There it is. This little attachment attaches to the microphone jack on the camera, so you can use the onboard microphone. So you can see there. They give you attachment instructions, but not detachment instructions. So let's see, when was this made? This looks like this was made quite a bit later. Well, maybe not 86. So, looks like May of 1986? I can't really tell on that. I do have a video light on this camera, I think. But I'm not sure. Do I have a video light? Yes. Not that I'm sure it's going to help. This was more like a fart in a whirlwind, to be honest. Still really can't read it. And the zoom on this camera is really not working. Anyway, let me clear all this stuff out, and we'll go ahead and we'll look at the actual camera itself. Okay, here's the camera, now that I've got the regular sidecar back on, and I've already managed to break it. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Oh, man. It was working so well earlier. There we go. Anyway, this is a pretty easy thing to put on. There's a little arrow there. You line it up with the arrow on the camera. Then you push back and it locks into place. Battery eject. Again, this is fairly easy to do. Might as well make this video useful, right? So we'll go and we'll put the power supply in. I'm actually going to eject the tape. So just put the power supply in like that. I heard the tape operate. I don't know, are there any indicators on in there? No, the camera's off. So we'll go ahead and we'll eject it. Definitely not a fast eject. We'll reveal our tape. You can see on this one it doesn't say Handycam, and I'm not sure why. Maybe that rubbed off. I mean, it's not in as good a condition as any of the other two were, but at least it works, you know. So there's your white balance switch and the focus, which again I can't get to go into the far away mode. I'm not even really sure the focus works at all. But whatever the case may be, it's there. You can see video 8. What I might do is I might actually take the door off of one of the other ones and use it. So here's the little microphone. This video is already up at 10 minutes, this part of the video. So I better make this quick. I'm not sure why there's 3 pins in it, but there are. It just plugs in there. This cable is a little broken, so I don't know, it's supposed to go in like this. It kind of looks awkward. Maybe it's because I bent it a little bit, I don't know. But the battery eject works really simply. You just go ahead and push this through, push the battery in, or your power supply, and it comes out. No big deal. So, there's your working Handycam CCD-M8. You can go ahead and compare that to the CCD-V1. I didn't bring it out for this video. It's not going to really matter, I don't think. So, thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. And this is CP666 signing off. Hope to see you next time. Till then.